Top of the morning, my good people. We back another Overreaction Monday, the man pod. I'm one half. I'm 8B. Got my guy D Butt. He's gonna be jumping on soon. But hey, look, man, I'm excited for this show. Overreaction Monday. We got some overreacting to do on the college level. Obviously in the NFL, a lot of good games yesterday. Some ugly games yesterday. So we're gonna tap right into it. We got our power rankings, the man-to-man power rankings, top 5 today. We're going to drop ours, see who is at that number 1 slate, who is looking good going into week 4, who's looking like the most dominant team in the NFL right now. I got my pick. D-Butt has his. We're going to talk about the slaughter yesterday. Miami against Denver. We're going to talk about Colts. Colts with a huge win on the road. Shout out to Gardner Minshew and company. We're going to talk about some unbeaten teams, some winless teams, some coaches who may be on the hot seat right now. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about my weekend. Obviously, we're going to talk about D-But's weekend. I had another, week in the booth, Fayetteville State, Virginia Union. I'm going to, keep y'all posted on that as well. But nonetheless, appreciate y'all joining. I know it's going to be some more people that's going to jump in as the show progresses. But hey, catch y'all on the other side again. Happy Monday, September 25th. Overreaction Monday. Catch you on the other side.
Yeah, we talking, man to man, they can't guard me, man to man, they don't wanna see us, man to man, they don't know how to beat us, man to man, 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 yeah, man, that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad. Just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, 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 man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it.
What's up, man? We back again, September 25th, early morning, Overreaction Monday. Again, man, appreciate y'all tapping in with me. And co-host D-Butt, man, he'll be jumping in. He'll be in the Thunderdome, as always, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So he's waiting for the boys to open up the door so he can join us. And, I'm going to jump right into it. Like I said, this excuse me for that, this weekend, we we talked about HBCU Go, the work that I'm doing this fall. And this weekend I had Fayetteville State at Virginia Union. Fayetteville State was on the road. As you can see, it was a tight game, but it was an ugly game. Had Tropical Storm Ophelia in the mix. It rained all day, all night. This was a night game. But the guys, man, the young fellas, man, they played hard. Like I said, it was ugly. The ball was wet. And a lot of turnovers. Virginia Union had 3 turnovers. Fayetteville State had 1. Fayetteville State was able to, take advantage of those opportunities for the most part. Virginia Union run game was heavy. Had think 170 yards on the ground, but weren't able to punch the ball in when needed. And my guy, Jacob Meneses, this is the second week in a row that he's been able to come on at the end of the game and win the game for his mob, man. 6 seconds left, was able to come on the field, kick a 23-yard game-winning field goal. This was the Willa Bailey Classic. Willa Bailey is a legend in HBCU football. So again, shout out to Jacob Meneses, man. Definitely each and every week that I do a show, man, I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna show the guys some love from the HBCU market, whether it's the CIAA or the SIAC. For the people that don't know, it is 4 divisions or 4 leagues, 4 conferences in HBCU football. The MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, that's the conference that I played in at Howard University. You have the CIAA, you have the CIAA, you have the SIAC, and then you have the SWAC. So those are the 4 different HBCU conferences that play ball. Some really, really good ball, some competitive ball. So again, shout out to HBCU Go for giving these young men a place to showcase their talent, to be able to get them on the big screen. Shout out to Byron Allen, Curly Simons, what they're doing. They put some real good money into the product. Obviously, for you guys that don't know Byron Allen, he's big time in the media space. He put a $10 billion bid in trying to acquire some other media companies. But again, HBCU Go, man, it's going to be around. They just signed a 10-year deal with the CIAA. So again, it's going to give these young student athletes the exposure that they've been lacking, and do it the right way. Do it the right way. So again, Fayetteville State versus Virginia Union was a good one, was an ugly one. One of those old grinders, put a hat on a hat, run the ball downhill, power game. But I loved it. And again, this is my 4th week. We're just talking to Tone before we jumped on, and he was like, "AB, man, how you doing?" He was like, I know it's something new. And I'm like, man, shit, I get nervous. But again, shit, I got nervous for 99% of my football game my entire career. So for me getting nervous feels like I'm ready. You either getting better or you're getting worse. So I can't say I'm getting worse, but I am getting better. Week 4. And shout out to the crew holding me down, learning on the go. So we're going to see where it goes. But I think my man D Butt is ready to jump in. Like I tell y'all each and every week, I'm going to have an update for y'all. HBCU Go TV. I'm going to get y'all tapped in to this HBCU world. I know it's a lot of people talking about Colorado HBCU. They got it. They got it rocking over there. I won't go that far and say that HBCU is more than just get some people on the sideline. But we're gonna talk about Colorado, Coach Prime and company as well. And there we go, co-host D Butt, man. What it do, man?
My guy. I'm doing great, man. Great weekend. Great weekend of football, college football, and pro. Felt like we had some good games, some surprises. We are still in our overreaction era right now. We're not quite to the it is what it is, but you can see it with some of these teams. I was watching some games just. I said, all right, I know AB gonna be it is what it is with some of these teams. Coaches.
I know one for sure, 2 for sure.
Quarterbacks. It's a lot of situations out there, but I can't wait to talk about it. Little bit of F1 talk, maybe. Just got some HBCU talk, which is good. I was actually got in a little late, but I was taking some notes. So glad to hear that still going well. Like you said, you either getting better, or you getting worse, man. I'll say damn sure ain't getting worse. So I know that was a dog fight too, 10-7. Now, would you rather one of those, because you don't have both already in your early career, would you rather one of those 10-7 dog fights or 35-point blowout in the second half when you in that booth as an analyst?
10-7 dog fight all day, man. When it's a blowout, man, it kind of gets tough as far as what to talk about. Now you got to find some different stories and something that you really, not gonna say that you're not prepared for, but as far as 10-7, you can talk some real good football in the dog fight. It's gonna be some players that's that's stepping up, making some plays. So without a doubt, man, give me a dog fight.
Without a doubt. I heard some guys that's in the booth, they got like a whole sheet, like a blowout sheet. So once that shit get ugly, they got, oh yeah, but Antoine's mother was actually a knitter yeah. So it's just something to add to your repertoire.
Yeah, so we talk about it, some stories that we can talk about if it gets ugly. We talked about my first week. We had second week we had a 2.5 hour weather delay. So we couldn't throw it to programming. So myself and play-by-play, man, we was on that joint for like 40 minutes, had to talk about something.
Freestyling.
Bullshit. I ain't gonna say bullshit, but
just said that at that point, 45, dead, no action going on.
Yeah, it was rough, but but it was you live and you learning on the job, baby.
Absolutely, man. But here we are, week 3, wrapping up tonight, Monday Night Football. So we definitely not in that space on this program. We gotta fill the air. It's plenty to talk about. It's not one of them random April or May afternoons, mornings. We got to talk about some BS, man. Got a lot going on, man. What you want to jump into?
Man, let's start off from last week, Thursday Night Football. First time seeing the crew, that game being played, and New York at San Fran. No Saquon Barkley. The Giants, they haven't been looking good so far this year. The way they ended the year last year, you thought, they could build off that momentum. On the other end, San Fran.
Yeah.
Like San Fran, man, they've been clicking on all cylinders. I feel like they haven't missed a beat since last year. Obviously, that last loss last year left a sour taste in their mouth, just the way how that game went, Brock Purdy getting injured. But now we back into it. They got a new DC over there. Steve Wilkes, and I don't see San Francisco looking good. I would say that on the offensive side of the ball, defense side of the ball, we can't forget that third element of the game, the special teams.
Yep.
And they was able to go, at home, be able to get the job done. An 18-point victory, man. Any thoughts as far as where you see New York going from here? And then as far as San Fran, like, anything different that you've seen up to this point, week 3?
Now, like you said, one of the most well-rounded teams in the league. And we're gonna get
what? One
of the most well-rounded teams in the league. What's that? Hey, come on, don't start early, man.
My fault.
We go get at some point in the show, a little later on in the show, I'm sure, to our power rankings.
Facts.
And spoiler alert, San Fran is in both of our top 5s. I took a peek at AB's as well. Pause. They in both of our top 5s, but so they're right where a lot of people expect them to be. It was some question marks with Brock Purdy coming into the year, like, hey, is he still going to be that guy? Will the defenses have the book on them? All those questions. I think he's answered all those. Still, and I still don't think he's playing his best ball. Honestly, I bet he looks at the tape with Shanahan and says, it's a lot that we can clean up. But Deebo Samuel had a big game. It was, I think he only caught 6 of his 12 targets, but every time he caught it, he was once again kind of, a tough guy to pull down, like a Anquan Bolden, Golden Tate type receiver once that ball gets in his hands. So he's tough, he's special. C-Mac is special, still at the top of the league in rushing. Kittle involved. Just so many guys get involved in that offense. You never know, which way it's going in defensively. They're so sound on every level, flying around. For the Giants, we expecting more out of the defense for sure. Wink Martin does defense. I know coming into this game, which is a week 3 game, kicked off week 3, they had no sacks, no interceptions at that point, which is crazy. And they blitzed like 80% of the time, something crazy like that in this game, and didn't make it work for them. And offensively, they didn't get it done either. I think when Saquon gets back, I think this is a team that still will compete at some point down the line. I'm still not at the point where, it's a wasted year. They're going to win 4 or 5 games. I still think they win 8-9 games this year and compete. But what's your takeaways with I guess either or both of these teams, and both of these, your 2 of your former squads too?
Yeah. Again, like you said, with New York, I was expecting a little bit more at the beginning of the season, just with how last season ended. Hopefully, they could have built on that momentum going into the offseason, signing Saquon to his situation, re-upping Daniel Jones. So being able to build off that momentum, starting off, obviously week 1 was ugly for him, with Dallas.
Yeah.
Putting the punishing on them. But again, don't want to push the panic button right now. But with Saquon being out, not knowing how long he's going to be out with that ankle injury, we know how much he means to that offense. So that could play, dividends of how this could look these next couple of weeks. So
yeah,
they have to find some guys where they can lean on, like even down the field threats. Really don't have any down the field threats. You got Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard we haven't heard much from him. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's coming off the ACL, so haven't heard big signing at the tight end position. So somebody has to step up, for Daniel Jones, the offensive line. Got to do some things, and then try to lean on defense. Defense, go out there, try to make some plays, do something, but something has to give up to this point going into week 4.
And you talked about having somebody down the field coming into this game, because the week before, Jalen Hyatt, the rookie out of Tennessee, made some big plays, 2 big catches for like 80-something yards against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
kind of finished that comeback, helped big time with that comeback. And in this game, he probably played maybe 12 snaps. I didn't look at a real snap count, but watching the game, I felt like I saw maybe 10 snaps. And I know as a defender, even if he's not, catching the ball or he's not polished or whatever like that, he's on the scout report. We're aware of him, especially on a short week. Like, hey, where's 13? Where's he lined up? He's one of those guys who's shown he could take the top off a defense. So I definitely wanted to see some shots to him down the field. Like you said, Waller got to be more of a guy. I feel like we've been saying that consistently, either health or just being consistent with it. We know what his peak looks like as a matchup nightmare at the tight end position. We just got to see it more, especially when you got a quarterback that you've invested in. And I'm not saying it was the right or wrong decision. You got to make those decisions as an organization with your quarterback sooner than later a lot of the times. And I still think Daniel Jones is good enough. I know you've been a big Daniel Jones supporter. I think he'll be a guy that continues to get better as well. But the core around him needs to be better, the offensive line. And I think that will get better when Saquon's in there. So I'm still holding out hope with this team. I feel like I trust the coaching staff. I trust a lot of the players in there as well. So we shall see. We're not quite at it is what it is with these Giants that they stink, but
not yet.
A few weeks away now.
Maybe not even a few. But I'm just keeping it a buck. Not. It's just you see it on film. Not saying that teams can't turn it around, because teams can turn it around
for sure.
But for us, it is what it is. It might be coming, sooner than later. And as we talk about San Fran, man, they put it on film as far as what they're able to do from, coming from the sideline, getting the plays off the sideline, whether it's offensively or defensively. Quarterback position, you talk about Brock, you feel as though he's still not playing his best ball, but he does have those guys around him that when he can get the ball to him, absolutely. They can make it happen. Christian McCaffrey, you had the Rook come in, you got Debo, Kittle, and then on the defensive side of the ball on all 3 levels, they're flying around to the ball, they're making plays. So when you're able to be able to play that complementary game as far as your team, offense, defense, man, that's what you want. When your offense is on the field more than your defense, that's a good equation to win, man. So that was Thursday Night Football.
Yes, sir.
2 teams kind of looking different, but we will see. And before we jump into it, got some winless teams. Before we get down the slate of Sunday football, we got some winless teams. Some of these teams on here, it is what it is. We got the Broncos. We're going to definitely talk about that game. They got smacked. The Bears is ugly over there in the organization, on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
Down here in Queen City, Carolina Panthers. One of the surprising teams, Minnesota Vikings, is winless. And Cincinnati Bengals, my mob.
Both of those down. I mean, I see 3 surprises here. I mean, nobody. You don't look at the schedule. I don't think for any of these teams we didn't look at the schedule and say, okay, they'll be 0-3 going into week 4. I know I wouldn't at least. I thought the Bears would be better. Didn't think they would be, super competitive in the big picture. Thought they would look better. Panthers weren't quite sure. Broncos definitely expecting them to be better and find a way to at least get a win in these first 3. And then the Vikings, Bengals. I mean, both of those teams should be, competing to win their division, at least coming into the year. And it's, like you said, a lot of question marks with both of those squads. But who are you? Let's just eliminate the Bears from this because I think they are almost there. They are in the it is what it is category.
It is what it is with them.
For me.
No question.
But with the other 4 winless teams, who are you hitting that panic? But who are you most concerned with out of the Broncos, Panthers, Vikings, and the Bengals?
Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos for, you bring in Sean Payton, he's supposed to come in and, revitalize and re-energize this team. You got Russell Wilson, people feel, certain, different type of way, I guess.
Yeah.
About his career. Then obviously last year, the way he played, I think, coming into this year so far, I think he's played better.
For sure.
He's played better ball. But then when you just put on top of that ass whooping that they took yesterday, 70 points.
Shellacking.
Yeah, like, that.
How many points?
Say it again.
How many points?
70.
That's insane.
70. Now, like, you pushing the panic button. Like, yeah, I understand you had bad games. I tweeted yesterday, like, yo, this film review today, this shit gonna get ugly. It could go one or 2 ways, D-Buck. Coaches can come in here and be like, look, the coaches can have their meeting and like, look, man, we gotta set a point in these meetings. We're gonna call everybody out that's either loafing, missed assignments, whatever the case may be. We gotta prove a point. Like this, we can't let this shit linger on. Mm-hmm. Or they can come in and be like, look, we got our ass whooped.
Don't bury the ball. It
was embarrassing. We're gonna throw this shit away. We're gonna get ready for our next opponent. We gotta call some people out on film, yo. Like 70 points, coaches included, though. We gotta, we gotta hold people accountable. Like,
yeah,
but that wasn't just on the players. Like that means like nobody was prepared.
Yeah,
Jalen Waddle didn't play. Tyreek Hill just running around like a kid. The run game, running backs just hitting their head on the goalpost. Like if you the head coach, D-Buck, like how do you? When you walking in the building, now you probably didn't go home last night. You probably called wife and was like, "Look, baby, I'm not coming home tonight. Like I'm sleeping in the office." Like, how do you approach the team this morning?
Man, I'm thinking, could this be one of the bury the ball situations? But when you 0-3, I feel like you can't even pull that one out just yet. You got to find a way. You definitely got to motivate. I mean, you're gonna have to call everybody out, like you said, and it's not gonna be to embarrass anyone. We done got embarrassed. You got 70 points, and they could have kicked the field goal and scored 73 to set the all-time record, but they say, nah, we gonna have some class here.
Talking about we ain't trying to embarrass him, man.
We ain't trying. We just trying to do our job. Which, hey, as a defender, I done been on the other side of that, getting a blowout. And I remember one time in Jacksonville, they went forward on like 4th and goal to put up 50 on us. And you got to respect it. Is it disrespectful? Is it this? Is that? Maybe, yeah. But we got to stop them. That's our job as defense. And so everybody got to get called out. The defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, they ain't one of them ones where you can say, hey. Oh yeah, Russ. It's easy to point at Russ. It's easy to point at the quarterback. It's easy to point at Mr. Unlimited and all this shit when he's doing all the stuff that people can point fingers at. But this is 70-20. It's a lot bigger than your starting quarterback. Just a lot bigger than your head coach, than everything at this point. But obviously, you look at the defense first. You give up 70 points, especially coming into the year that was supposed to be the what held this team down. It's what it did last year. But everybody just got to look at themselves in the mirror, man. It's got to be a gut check, and that's going to be my message to the team. Like, hey, it's a gut check for everybody in here. Everybody, look, we got to prove our worth. We got to earn it every year.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in here as a head coach. Be real with y'all, my shit fully guaranteed. so I could be on TV next year again, still get paid. That ain't the case for most of the people in here. So I gotta lock it. I gotta be better, but y'all gotta be better as well, man. This shit embarrassing. It can't even. That's not even close.
Yeah,
that's not even close to Denver Broncos football. That's embarrassing on every level. And you just got to move on. You got to go over some corrections, and then you got to move on, man. You got to turn that page and tell them, hey, it's damn near playoff mindset at this point. We got to find them. It's must win. We can't go 0-4. Man.
So I would take it. Would Denver Broncos be the team that you are most surprised about right now in this winless team? I know the Bengals play tonight.
I would hit the panic button. I'm hitting the panic button on the Broncos and the Bears for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I mean, the Bears, got to remember they had the #1 pick last year coming into the season. They traded it to the Panthers, which wasn't a great team, but still Steve Wilkes had them competing. And you can look and say, okay, they get a quarterback, they get some more offensive production. They could be a team that can compete, definitely in NFC South. But I would hit the panic button on the Broncos and the Bengals, Vikings. You look at the teams, you think they got the talent and the quarterback to figure it out, but we shall see.
Nah, we shall. And before we get into the rest of these games, we're going to touch on these unbeaten teams. Again, we talked about Miami, what they did yesterday. San Fran, they Thursday night game, what they did, handle business.
Yep.
Then we got Tampa Bay, play tonight, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Any surprises here, D-Buck?
Huge surprise right up there in the middle, man. Florida team coming, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by former #1 overall pick Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's ever been off to a start like this in his career, and I don't think anybody had him coming out of the gates like this, at least down there in Tampa. So definitely surprised with the Tampa Bay Bucs here. We're going to talk about, maybe a couple more of these other teams a little later when we get into our power rankings.
For sure, man. Let's jump into it, man. We're going to start off Atlanta at Detroit. Atlanta was coming into this game undefeated, man. Detroit's playing some really, really good ball. Detroit was able to get a good win at home against a solid Atlanta Falcons team, 20-6. Got any takes or any thoughts on this game, D-Buck?
I liked it, man. It was a gut check for the Lions last week to lose how they lost in overtime after, giving it all you got. Excuse me. And you know how it is in the season. It's a long season. It's ebbs and flows. You got to manage your emotions and everything. And that was a tough loss for them. So for them to bounce back the way they did, and they had some this wasn't an easy game. I know the score looks like this was just a blowout, but this was kind of a close game as it was going on. But Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions, continued to find a way. Jesse Bates got another pick in here, a tip and overthrow. But the Falcons offense couldn't get it going, couldn't score points. And that's a credit to Aaron Glenn's defense as well with the Lions. So a good 2-score win. It ain't easy to win in the National Football League, period, but especially winning by 2 touchdowns. So great performance. The Lions are feeling great about themselves. Shout out Aiden Hutchinson too. He is balling right now in his second year. What was your takeaways from this one?
Hey, look, you see the score. It's not easy to hold a team to 6 points. I don't care how good or how bad a team is. When you can hold a team to 6 points, you always have a chance to win games. Again, You said shout out to the DC, Aaron Glenn. So if the defense can keep playing the way they playing, and then you're missing one of your top guys that you signed, in free agency, due to the injury. But again, with that
Chauncey Gardner,
facts. So, like you said, a good team win, good strong win. I think Atlanta, though, I think they're still going to be a good team. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with as the season progresses. So, good solid, good solid game.
Yep, good game. And once again, another team we didn't expect to have a winning record at this point. 2-1 right now. The Atlanta Falcons are.
One of D-Butt's teams, or the Los Angeles Chargers, I was going to push them up, panic button on them.
Hey,
it was a little close, D-Butt. I was going to come on here and talk some shit to you, but Paul, they was able to pull it out.
Yeah.
28-24 on the road against Minnesota. Minnesota is one of those winless teams.
Mm-hmm.
So on both ends, Chargers, you know, you got to get these tough wins. This is what, you know, kind of builds that callus on the team, getting these tough wins, grinding it out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your Chargers? How do you feel about Justin Herbert? Most importantly, how do you feel about some of the coaching decisions in the game? And then on the flip side, we just talked about it. Like, do you think Minnesota will be able to bounce back with this slow start so far this season?
No. I don't believe in Minnesota long term. Well, this season, should I say. We know Kirk's on the contract year, which it seems like he is every year. But you know, Justin Jefferson, when you look at the team and you look, all right, these are their players, and if they're doing their thing and they're still losing, that kind of makes me lose confidence because I don't expect the defense to be winning games for them and holding teams to, you know, 17, 19 points. Even with Brian Flores over there, it's going to take some years for that defense to get on point. But I don't have faith in them long term. You see what the Lions are doing in the NFC North. You see what the Packers found a way to get a win with their young quarterback. So I believe those two teams in that division. I feel like Minnesota might have wasted a lot of their luck and fairy dust last season, getting all those one score wins. They haven't been able to do it this year. 0-3. This was a must win too for both of these teams. And the Vikings had more than enough opportunities. I feel like the Chargers were the refs was kind of hosing them in this game. Honestly, Chargers, Mike Williams goes down. Maybe a season-ending injury. We shall see with the knee. We hate that for him, one of the more talented receivers in the game. But, you know, health has been an issue for him for the last few years. They drafted Quentin Johnston in the first round this year, so he'll be called upon, I'm sure. Joshua Palmer, you know, our guy, man-to-man alum. He had a touchdown, great concentration. He's always shown up and produced when he got his opportunity. So I like the Chargers, man. It was a big win for them. Finally was able to close out and get one. Now, Coach Staley. I know this is probably when you was about to talk shit. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, this your mob. Speak on it. That's why I asked you the question.
Man. Frustrating, man. The decisions defensively. First of all, he's supposed to be the defensive guy. Defensively, I feel like as these games have gone on, they can never get those stops when they need to. They almost always fold in those big pressure situations. J.C. Jackson, you paid him $80 million of free agency. We can't even get him on the field. He was a healthy scratch coming in this game, which is crazy.
We're going to talk about that more, D-But. Like, I'm going to let you finish, but we're going to come back to that.
We had him as this is going to be a comeback prove-it year for J.C. Jackson. That hasn't been going on. Sante Samuel made some plays, Junior. Yeah, believe in the court. Justin Herbert, 47. Unbelievable day once again. Found a way to finish. But the coach, that going for it on fourth and 1, your own territory, 4-point lead. I mean, I know you trust your offense, but he got lucky, in my opinion. Terrible coaching choice right there, but got bailed out by his team. But I still have faith in the Chargers to get around that 10-win mark this season. What's your thoughts on my mob? One of my mobs. They about 3 of my power rankings right now.
I mean, again, like you said, Coach Staley, you believe in your team and your mob, and I feel like as a player, we're gonna be right on the sideline, 4 for 1. Hey, let's go for it. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Would you be at that point? Because I was in that situation.
I'm talking about as sometimes I feel like people like, come on, like let's go for it. Like, you know what I mean? 4 for 1.
But in that way, AB?
I mean, and listen to what I'm about to say. As a coach, like you gotta be able to like tune all the noise out. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys are expecting, because adrenaline gets going. As a coach, you got to be that sound person on the sideline. And we go back to last year, I said it, like I just feel like he'd be out there playing Madden and shit. Like at that point, like you say, you up 4, punt the ball, let your defense go out there and do what they do. These decisions, if he keeps making these decisions as the season goes on, that shit gonna come back and bite him in the ass.
It was aggressive. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, young quarterback, he's gonna do what he does. Mike Williams, hopefully, like you said, hopefully it's not a season-ending injury. But I'm not gonna say but they have some wide receivers that will be able to, come in and take advantage of their opportunities given.
Yeah.
Minnesota, they have to figure out something on their side. Let Dalvin Cook walk. I think that's obviously you can see that's one of their leaders that was in the locker room. That's not playing out really, really good for them right now. But you mentioned it, J.C. Jackson, a healthy scratch. I would say not even. I don't know if this was before the season, right before the season, before week 1, we talked about how, we felt as though this was going to be the year for him. He got, big payday, got injured, dealing with some injuries. We felt as though this was going to be a year for him where he could bounce back and show why he got that big money. What you like, obviously we about to make some assumptions right now because we don't know. We're not in the building, but we've seen healthy scratches before, and those healthy scratches is like, that shit ain't good.
Nah. And I'm not sure, but I don't think they can get out of the deal yet. You just paid him in free agency before last season. And my assumption that he was going to bounce back and have a bounce back year this year was based strictly off what I've seen him do in his NFL career up until last year. Last year was a down year. It was a bad year. We've seen players have those. I just thought he was going to bounce back. It wasn't like, I was watching practice or saw this, saw that. We just assumed he would bounce back. Didn't have a great start to the year this season. And now to see the healthy scratch, now that's, sometimes that's writing on the wall for some other stuff going on. It's, I mean, who knows? But it ain't looking good. It's not looking good. That's not good for. I would assume it's not good for the locker room. We know it's not good for J.C. Jackson, but that's bad. That was bad. That was bad coming into the game. But if that's gonna happen, the other guys got to step up and be able to make plays. And but it's not looking good right now from that standpoint. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that.
One last question: should you play the position? Like, do you think it's shit still mental? Like, you think it's, what I mean? Coming off last year, like you said, didn't start the season off well. Like, so you think it's in between the ears right now for JC?
I think so for sure, because once again, it's not like a rookie, that we see it coming in and he was great at, Ohio State or Alabama or somewhere, and like, oh, he's just, we got to see if he can figure out on this level. We've seen him play high level football. Now, a lot of people would say that was in New England, that was with Belichick. Some people, once you leave that system, can you still go out there and prove it and do it? But I feel like cornerback is one of those positions where I don't care where you play. Once you show you can play on a certain level, and he did it. Great ball production throughout his career. So I still don't think it's over for JC. I still think because it's between the ears, at some point he'll be able to figure it out. But as a coach, you got to make those decisions. It's only 40-something people suiting up on Sundays, and if we're not getting production, so I can respect the coach's decision from that standpoint, regardless of what you're getting paid. If you're not playing up to the standard, practicing up to the standard, which I don't know if that's the case, we can't suit you up, because every guy that puts that jersey on, we expect them to contribute on Sunday or Thursday or Monday. So it's tough.
I ain't gonna front you, but that's just surprising to me. What he is getting paid, a healthy scratch. You don't even at least.
What you gonna do? Put him out there at gunner?
I ain't say start him.
Hey,
but at least,
hey,
emergency situation like.
Staley on the hot seat, man. You think Staley don't give a damn if we pay him?
Staley don't give a damn, obviously, for going 4 for 1 on the. Yeah, Staley don't give a damn.
Hey,
that's for sure.
Staley, man, we all on the hot seat out here.
Hey, I'm trying to think. Should we jump into our power rankings real quick?
Let's fly through a few more of these.
All right. So we had this was a good one. New Orleans at Green Bay.
Yep.
I even stopped watching this game. Fourth quarter, Saints was up 17-0. Yep. And Green Bay was able to rally back. I think we both had Green Bay winning this one.
Yep.
Then we both had Green Bay winning this one. For the Saints, Derek Carr ended up getting injured. Man, this is what I would say. This type of win for Green Bay speaks volume about what type of team they have in that locker room. This is a gritty win. Them boys could have tucked their tail there in the fourth quarter, but being able to fight back and make some plays toward the end. And then even for like Jordan Love, this is a big, I guess, motivation booster for him. You know what I mean? At the quarterback position, help leading the team back and get a big win. Your thoughts on this one? And then your thoughts on the Saints moving forward with Derek Carr, getting injured. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Yeah, because this was a 2-0 Saints team. We know the tough defense, great weapons. I feel like on offense, came into it feeling like Derek Carr was the best quarterback in this division. We both still picked the Packers to win. So that says a lot about, where they are and how Jordan Love has looked. It always starts with the quarterback in this league, and how Matt LaFleur has looked, honestly. But for the defense, you hold the Saints to 17, and really, I think 10, because I think they had a kick return or punt return from Rashid Shaheed. So Packers kind of did their job defensively, and then to have a 17-point comeback, I think is the biggest comeback, a fourth quarter comeback by any quarterback since Aaron Rodgers, like a long time ago, years and years ago. So this is big for Jordan Love, like you said, a big confidence booster for him, for that whole team. So shout out to the Packers, man, winning the tough one at home. Jameis Winston got his shot, which we feel like one of the better backup quarterbacks in this league, could potentially still be a starter. But you can't get in there and let a team, come back from multiple scores. You got to figure it out offensively with the players and the coaches on the field, and they didn't. But shout out to the Packers, they did.
Yeah. I don't know how true that is, Daryl, but you a day oneer. Michael Thomas. He heard Michael Thomas say on the sideline if Jameis is going in to take him out. I don't know how true. That is.
Who else is gonna go in? You know what I mean? With Carter.
Jason.
All right, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next game.
Hey, Houston at Jacksonville. I think this surprised us. This surprised me. Houston on the road and Duval divisional matchup. They went in there and did what they needed to do, man. CJ Stroud had a game. He had a game. One of the rookie quarterbacks that we said we're gonna keep track of this season, man. And this was a game that you can kind of see with him though, like week by week, he was getting better. His stats, sometimes stats can lie to you, but the way he was playing when the offensive line would be able to keep him up, man, he would make some good throws. So Houston going into Jacksonville, who I think we both had winning the AFC.
That's your mob. Talk about it, man. Are you concerned with Jacksonville now? Like, come on, I know we early in the season, but are you concerned with one of your mobs right now?
I'm not gonna say I'm not pushing the panic button, but you definitely have to, look themselves in the mirror. And I always talk about it, like young teams being able to handle success. Even though you can kind of measure what you think success is. Like for Jacksonville, people didn't have them going to the playoffs or winning the game in the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure, they heard that. Coaches, players, they heard that. So like, how do you build off of that? Or how do you go into the next season thinking, okay, well, we're going to get the best shot from everybody now. Like we're not going to come up and creep up on people no more. So Jacksonville, they got to look themselves in the mirror, man, and figure out like, okay, well, which team are we going to be? Because they show glimpses of being a really good team. Yeah. But then, you let a team come into your home that I thought that you should beat, even though I know it's a divisional game, you're always going to play each other tough. Yeah. But Jacksonville, man, they self-check.
A lot of people thought that they should have beat them touchdown, 7.5-point favorites, I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars were. And now they're off to a 1-2 start. Houston 1-2, Tennessee 1-2. And our Colts are leading the AFC South right now. 2-1, coming off a huge road win over the Baltimore Ravens. But I was surprised by this game for sure. But shout out to CJ Stroud.
Facts. And we're gonna jump right into that Indian Baltimore game. Overtime.
Who game?
The Indian Baltimore.
Oh, I thought you said India.
Indy and Baltimore.
Okay, my bad.
That D-Bud don't get back. The words whooping his ass this morning.
Early. I got adjusted early.
Indy at Baltimore. Indy led by Gardner Minshew. In Baltimore, being able to win in overtime, 22-19. You know, this is a huge win. Huge win for Indy. And this is what I'm gonna say. Their defense have been balling all year up to this point.
Yep.
Zaire Franklin, man, like he's all over the field.
Man-to-man alum.
Man-to-man alum. The front is playing really well.
Kwity Paye stepping up. Kwity Paye, our first-round pick that we drafted to be, you know, a game changer at that pass rushing position. He has been doing his thing.
Making some plays, man. So your thoughts, right? Your thoughts on the Colts. You know, Gardner Minshew, you know, stepping in, starting quarterback position with AR5 out with a concussion. Just speak on the Colts a little bit, but then also speak on Baltimore. On Baltimore. I feel as though both of these teams had chances to win in regulation, just couldn't capitalize. Pittman for the Colts.
Woo!
Big time plays, you know what I mean, down the field. So just speak on both of these teams of what you're thinking where they're at this point of the season.
Man, I start with the Ravens. You know, the Ravens, my Super Bowl pick coming into the year. You know, Lamar Jackson got paid, new offensive coordinator, new weapons. A lot of injuries they're dealing with right now. A lot of injuries they're dealing with. It looked good offensively against the Bengals last week. You know, this week it was ugly. The weather was ugly, but even still, that's when you look at a Baltimore team and think, you know, a bad weather game suits them even better with how their offense and how their weapons are, starting with that quarterback position as, you know, probably the best runner, if not second best runner ever at his position with Lamar Jackson. So for them not to be able to, you know, move the ball, score points, once again, hats off to our defense. They were just flying around, putting hats on them all day long and kind of pushing that line, towing that line. You know, it was aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive, but that's how you want to play on defense. Juju Brents, his first action, rookie corner, Indy, hometown kid. He had a forced fumble, big play.
Yeah.
Shout out to him as well. And Matt Gay, we made him the highest paid kicker in the league to start this year off. A lot of people, you know, said some things, but worth every penny. He showed that yesterday. Yesterday, he had field goals before his game winner. He had field goals from 34, 54, 53, 53. And I'm not sure how far the game winner was, but obviously that was the biggest one in overtime.
That shit was like 50. That shit was like 50, like 50 yarder. So
yeah, so a game, ugly game, bad weather game. Once again, weather impacts the kicking game first, usually. So for Matt Gay to come out there and do that, for the Indianapolis Colts to come out there and do that, and Gardner Minshew, second game in a row now, he's doing his thing as our backup quarterback. Obviously, was the starting quarterback this game, and with how Anthony Richardson's rookie season has started so far, we anticipate that we're going to have to see and need Gardner Minshew at some point down the line again. But you know, AR5 got to start taking care of himself. Hopefully, we can keep him on the field. That is the young franchise quarterback, face of the organization right now. So we got to definitely find a way to fix that. But I mean, it's a great win for the Colts on the road to go beat a good Baltimore Ravens team. What was your takeaways on this one?
Nah, again, man, you said it. You know, shout out Matt Gay for doing what he needed to do when his number was called, coming in and making those kicks on the Baltimore side. I know a lot of, you know, I see one of my guys in here, Baltimore fan, from Baltimore, talking about, you know, missed calls and drop passes or whatever. It was a big missed call. You know, it happens. It happens. That's part of the game. They're human too. The refs are human too. But again, I think this is a huge win. You was in the locker room. We talk about, you know, it really was before our time, but I feel like Baltimore Ravens fans still feel a certain type of way how the Baltimore Colts left in the middle of the night. But huge win, man. A question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Overreaction Monday. The way Gardner Minshew is playing right now, you know, you got AR5 dealing with concussion. Are you in a rush to get him back? So it could be twofold. You know, he's our starter. That's solidified. He's our starter. But like, do you want to rush him back or do you want to, hey, Gardner's playing well for us right now. We can, we feel comfortable letting him lead another week so AR5 can get healthy because this is going to be a long season.
For sure.
How do you feel if somebody comes to you and say, hey, Coach Butler, what you think? How you feel this week? The trainers, Amber, shout out to Amber Rell and the crew. They say, hey, he can go, but
hey, that's a great
hypothetically speaking.
That's a great this real. This is real. Because Gardner Minshew came in the second half of last game, played well in a win. Then he started this game, which nobody had him winning, 8.5-point underdogs, and got a win on the road. So, and this was the conversation when we drafted Anthony Richardson. Hey, they got Gardner Minshew. He may not even play this year. He gives the team the best chance to win on day one, which he might. But you drafted Anthony Richardson. You hired Shane Steichen. He drafted his quarterback. Like that's what you want. That's your franchise. So the more reps and games we get them out there and playing, the better, not only for this year, but for the future of the franchise. And I think Irsay, Ballard, Steichen, I think everybody's looking at the big picture here. So I think you get Anthony Richardson in there when he's healthy, when he's 100% healthy. This is a concussion. And I feel like a lot of people come back after a week off. Most guys aren't 100% themselves after a week. So you don't have to rush it from that standpoint. We know we got a guy that we can go out there and compete and win with. So I wouldn't rush him. Like I would probably let Gardner play another game. Once again, first 2 games, Anthony Richardson been knocked out at some point in both of them. So let's get him all the way back. But once he's back, and I think even Gardner Minshew said, hey, I'm gonna hold it down for you till you get back. But I love it. You need a backup quarterback in this league. And every time Minshew get in there, he's proven himself. So he's gonna have a job for a long, long time in the National Football League. But I think we get Anthony Richardson in there maybe a week down the line once he's fully back, once he's fully himself.
Okay. Hey, shout out to the coach, man. 2-1 leader in the AFC South, man. So keep that train rolling.
Yes,
we'll talk about this. One of our coaches used to say, I'm a slobber knocker. My Denver Broncos.
Miami Dolphins, number 1.
Denver Broncos at Miami Dolphins, man. We spoke on this game briefly. This shit was ugly, man. This was like a homecoming game. Back in the day, you got homecoming, you schedule like the worst team, you go out there, have fun. But
I don't think I ever seen, like in real life, I never seen 70 points on the scoreboard in a football game. Now,
I need to, hey, Tone, we played the Saints one year. I was in Indy. Can you look that up and see how many points the Saints put up on the Colts? It was in New Orleans, but you put a graphic in the chat, and I'm looking at, and it was the Miami Dolphins first 3 games of a season. Mm-hmm. They have 1,651 total yards and 130 points.
It's unbelievable, man.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. I literally just got what time is it? 20 minutes ago, my high school football coach, who I still keep in contact with, just texted me, Dolphins, buddy. Been waiting 40 years just to feel like we have a chance. And what makes it even better, the Jets are done. So, my brothers, like, man, this we've been waiting for this our whole life, pretty much. I caught the telltale end of Dan Marino's career, and we haven't had an offense or a guy since then at that position. You thought it was going to have with Dante Culpepper. Drew Brees' situation didn't work out. Jay Fiedler was all right. We had some guys in there, had some running backs here, Ricky Williams, Ronnie Brown. We had some dogs, but to have an offense, like especially in today's league, when everything is catered to the offense and the quarterback, to have a play caller like Mike McDaniel, an offense led by Tua, a weapon like Tyreek Hill, And they put up 70 without their second best offensive weapon and Jalen Waddle on the field. And you talked about those points. I got some other.
Before you finish,
we've been waiting for this, AB.
Before you finish, the game Indy in New Orleans, it was 62-7.
So that's worse. Because at least Broncos put up a dub.
62-7.
Was that wasn't prime time?
Sunday night football. Yes, it was prime time.
Ooh, that's the only thing that kind of saved the Broncos. It was, I mean, not really. You put up 70. I think that cuts through all the, but at least it wasn't on Sunday night or that's tough. Yeah. Right now. Dolphins obviously, first in wins, passer rating tour 121.9, yards per attempt 10, yards per completion 14. I mean, it's Tua. This is what he was doing last year before he started getting banged up. And I mean, it's just to see it in Miami, but to put up 70 points, if you are a Denver Bronco, if you're a fan, if you're a player, if you're a coach, I mean, that's beyond embarrassing. Then the team got to get up there and answer questions about, hey, you had the opportunity to score 73 and set the all-time scoring beat it, which was at 72 right now. Why didn't you do it? Oh, we ain't want to, we're not here to just completely embarrass folks.
That was some
Hey, I love to see it, man. South Florida's buzzing right now. The Miami Dolphins are buzzing. I love to see it, man. We just got to keep, as long as Tua.
Y'all got to stay healthy, man.
That's it. As long as Tua stay healthy, we good money, baby.
And also, what I do know is this Vic Fangio defense. I feel like as your guys' season keeps going, I feel like the defense will get better. You still got Jalen Ramsey on the sideline. So even with that, like I know with Vic Fangio, the style of play on defense that he likes. So to be able to have Xavier Howard, y'all got Holland back there, and Jalen Ramsey, like he'll be able to play his shell with his secondary and just let the front seven eat, man. So I feel like the defense will continue to get better as the season progresses. But y'all do have to stay healthy. But y'all, the offense is scary. I know, every defensive coordinator that is playing the Miami Dolphins, I know they up all night. Hey, baby, calling the wife, the significant other this week. You probably won't see me a lot at the house. I'm being in the office a lot, trying to figure something out. Trying to figure something out, to slow down this offense. You can't stop them, but to try to slow them down. But hey, look, y'all do look good right now.
They're cooking right now. Well-oiled machine right now. Like you said, I think Vic and that defense will continue to get better as well, which only makes this thing scary, man. But 70 points, I mean, shit. Once you come in on, man, that's one of the things, coach. You gotta create something. You gotta create some bullshit that we could have been better here. We could have did this. We could have did that. But
we can see through the bullshit, D-Buck.
Hey, coach,
pour some paper up and throw that shit at the front of the like, shut up.
We just beat the Beast Boys by 50. But hey, next week we on to the next week, man. This is what y'all do now, right? This is what we do. This is who we are right now, AB.
Yeah, all right. So let's we're not even talking about the game right here. We're not even talking about the game. Talking about, our man Kelce, throwing and shooting his shot.
Hey,
say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. He shot his shot at Taylor Swift, man. Taylor Swift was in the box. And you
love to see it, man.
You like it?
I love it. And it's good for business. Taylor Swift, we saw what she did on the tour, broke all type of records and did all type of numbers. And, we know what type of artist she is. So when you bring that type of energy and eyeballs and clicks and everything else to the NFL, hey, it's good. The NFL know what they're doing. It's great for business. And, Travis Kelce, shoot, it will be, you see her. And she was invested. She was locked in. We had a let's fucking go. We had a chest bump. Hey.
Taylor, like you said, Taylor Swift is a war-renowned superstar. So she knows the cameras won't be on her. They was going to find her. So Shit, she there. She got to be invested. Got to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Taylor Swift fan now. Like I said, good for business, good for the NFL, good for the Chiefs, good for Kelce. Now it's like, hey, a lot of pressure on Kelce now because you know anything about Taylor Swift. Once you know that relationship, it goes.
She gonna write a song about your stinking ass.
She gonna write a whole album about your ass. Well, once again, hey, it's good for business, and it was good to see that. She was locked in, invested. Shout out to Kelce, man.
Nah, that's a fact. So, hey, look, before we get into these, this Monday night football slate, we got 2 games tonight. We told y'all AB, DB, we're gonna, give y'all our power rankings, our top 5. Our top 5. Who you want? You want me to go first?
Wait. Let's throw the read up first. I gotta go back. And that, by the way, that game we just breezed past, that Bears Chiefs, that was one of the ones when I was sending in the picks. Like, the Bears might.
Oh man, I did that. I had one of them games on my zone yesterday. The Commanders and Bills.
Me too. I had the Commanders winning straight up.
I'm like, Eric the enemy Sam out. He playing some good, some good ball. The defense, they've been holding it down. Then I had my homeboys hit me like, damn, you picked this week. I'm like, yeah, man. Third quarter, I said I'll never do that shit again.
Boy, oh boy. But
man, here go this FanDuel read.
Yeah.
Snapping the action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That is $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get into the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/M2M Live and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Here we go.
And
ranking.
Stop our power rankings here on the Man to Man Pod. I'm gonna put D-Buzz up first.
Okay, that's cool. Let's do it.
BB's week 3 power rankings.
Boom.
Talk through it, D-Butt.
Hey, you hear it right now. We just talked about the Buffalo Bills. Had some question marks, especially after the week 1 loss to the Jets, after they lost Aaron Rodgers on the first drive. Like, damn, they figured out Josh Allen not taking care of the ball. Last 2 weeks, 2 teams that a lot of people, including the FanDuel Sportsbook, expected them to win. They did. They went out there and handled business. So Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are at number 5 in my power rankings, playing great on defense too. Number 4, San Francisco 49ers. We talked about them.
4?
Yeah, I knew I was gonna get some. So number 4, San Francisco 49ers. I mean, picked up where they left off last season. Brock Purdy's looking great. The defense, as expected, is looking great. But once again, I think there's some room for improvement with Brock Purdy right now. But they are looking great. They got everything you want as a team, as a defense, as an offense. So San Francisco 49ers right there at number 4. Number 3, a team that beat them last year in the NFC Championship. Knocked Purdy out of the game with that defense. That front is still humming, still balling. Jalen Hurts, once again, still a lot of untapped potential right there in that player, in that offense. I think they will continue to get better as the season goes on both sides of the football. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they got to figure out some stuff interior on defense too without Maddox in there, what they're going to do. Philadelphia Eagles at number 3 on the power rankings. Number 2, now I went back and forth with this one, but you got defending Super Bowl champs, defending MVP, Andy Reid, one of the best coaches in NFL history, still at the helm. But they're number 2 right now. And quiet as kept, the defense has been outplaying their offense, through these first 3 games, especially with Chris Jones back in the fold the last 2. Defense has been playing tremendous from the front to the back end, pause. And then Travis Kelce back in the fold. Taylor Swift may be in the box for the rest of the year. Patrick Mahomes picking up his speed, finding his footing in the offense. Kansas City Chiefs at number 2. And at number 1, I've been waiting to say this for 37 years, man. Right now, the Miami Dolphins are the best football team in the National Football League. Their offense is unstoppable right now. A well-oiled machine. The pre-snap motions, the shifts, the timing, the accuracy from our quarterback, the running back. Hey, we didn't expect to get all this production out of the running back room. We are dominating the ball on the ground as well. And defense, I expect them to continue to get better. Not only do they have the talent, we talked about it up and down, and guys will get healthier and get in that lineup, but they have the coach and the guy calling the shots as well, who many would say is one of the better defensive minds around football, including our great co-host, Antoine Bethea, who spent a lot of time with him. So, yeah, that's my top 5 right there. Dolphins, Chiefs, Eagles, Niners, Bills. Going into week 3 now. Eagles still got to play, but going to week 4, it's my top 5, man, in the power rankings, man. Where you at with yours, AB?
Solid top 5.
First of all, how you feel? I know you had a little question marks with San Fran at 4. Outside of that, how you feel about it?
I think it's solid. I can't be mad at it. No, I'm not mad at it. Like I said, San Fran at 4. I thought they would be higher.
Okay.
And then you said you was kind of going back and forth with the Dolphins and Kansas City Chiefs at 1. I wouldn't think that going like up to this point, I wouldn't think that you would think that the Kansas City Chiefs were the best team in the league. But I mean, it's a solid 5. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's the only team up there with a loss. Chiefs lost week 1 to the Lions, obviously to open up the season. But let's see AB's top 5.
AB's top 5. Hey, we here with it. And then at number 5, we have the Bills again. I think they've shown year after year what they have on both sides of the ball. D-Buck, you mentioned their defense is playing well, but Josh Allen has to find a way where he can protect the ball. He still has his dogs on the outside, led by Stephon Diggs. So the Bills, they've, after, playing some really good ball.
Yep.
For me, Kansas City is 4 up to this point. I do feel like this offense will get it going, but up to this point, just doesn't look the same as it has in the past. The defense is playing really well, but I can expect, as the year progresses, that Kansas City Chiefs will potentially move up on AB's power rankings. The Eagles, they found a way to get it done, right? They're winning ball games in the Super Bowl last year. I still feel like, they got a lot of pieces on defense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pieces on defense. I still don't feel like Hurts, Brown, and the guys on the outside are clicking like they were last year.
Yep.
But again, it's still early. They play tonight, so I have them at number 3. And then top 2, I was going back and forth with these 2 teams as 1 and 2. Dolphins looking really, 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 really good. Offense is explosive. Like we said before, if they can stay healthy, like Dolphins is going to be one of those teams that I feel as though we're going to be talking about in December as, representing the AFC in the bowl. Defense, I think, will continue to get better as the year progresses. Vic Fangio, was probably the best defensive coordinator, one of the best defensive coordinators that I had while I played in the league. So I know he's going to have those guys humming. But you guys have to stay healthy, D-Butt. You got to stay healthy. And number 1 for me, San Francisco 49ers. I feel as though at this point, they're the most complete team. And that's the reason why I have them at 1. Yeah, they haven't scored 70 points, but I do feel like they're the most complete team when we talk about complementary football, offense. And even you mentioned something like you still feel as though they have room for improvement. So just imagine how much better they can get if they have room for improvement and they're doing what they're doing right now. San Francisco on the defense side of the ball. Shout out Steve Wilkes, man. Those guys flying around making plays. And it just looks like it's fun ball over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun ball, and you know how that shit is, man. When guys are out there having fun, when the fans having fun, like everybody, the GM, head coach got extensions, like shit, everybody getting money over there. You know what I mean?
Good right now.
It's just good morale in that building. San Fran, they're playing some real good style of ball. So again, those are my rankings. 49ers at 1, Dolphins at 2, Eagles at 3, the Chiefs at 4, and the Bills at 5.
That's solid. So right now, if the Super Bowls are happening tomorrow, Dolphins 49ers in the bowl. Good top five. I think we both had solid top five. I think
Yeah.
same. Might be the same 5 teams, right?
Same 5 teams in different places.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where we at right now. Wrapping up week 3 tonight. We got two games tonight. I don't know I do know how I feel about the 2 games. I don't like them. Give me one Monday night football game, man. One team, one game, 2 teams that everybody's watching to finish out our week. But we got 2 tonight. Starting off with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 4.5-point favorites at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So 2 undefeated ball clubs tonight. One shall fall. Who you got, AB?
I might go Tampa Bay here, man.
Oh, yeah, I was hoping you said something stupid like that.
I might go Tampa Bay here, man. You know, at home, Monday night, Philly. Like I said, there's some things that Philly can definitely improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay is one of those teams that we did not expect to be undefeated right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is one of those games in the NFC that they say, look, early in the season, we can prove something. We got a point to prove. So I might go Tampa Bay here. It's early in the morning, you know.
Come on, bro. The people want to pick, man.
They follow me on IG and Twitter, Bethea41. We're gonna have something up, but I'm gonna go Tampa Bay here.
So you like them straight up, plus 190.
I like Tampa Bay.
Woo, RAB. That's good value if you believe him, if you with him. Plus 190 on your money if you go bet that in the FanDuel Sportsbook. So you bet 100, you'll win $190. So if you believe it, go ahead and tell AB. I'm going the opposite way. I'm going Philadelphia. Once again, did not expect the Tampa Bay Bucks to be undefeated at this point. They're playing good ball though, and Baker Mayfield's taking care of the football. One of the best quarterbacks right now on 3rd down. I just talked about if there's an issue on that Philadelphia defense, it's that interior defender, that inside slot defender with Devontae Maddox, one of the best in the league, being out. Will Bradbury go in there? Chris Godwin in the past has played a bunch in the slot. This year he's been playing more outside. He's healthy. Mike Evans is doing his thing. But that Tampa Bay pick ain't crazy, but I'm going Philly, man. I think the outside connection gets a little better with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. I loved what I saw from Swift last week. Both of these teams, well, shit. So Philly had much more time off then, right? So they played Thursday night last week. Yeah. So Thursday to Monday. Yeah, we got about 4 extra rest days. Give me the Philly.
You know how cold they drawing shit up in the dirt. Oh, we can do this. We got these extra days.
Give me Philly. Give me Philly to win. I like Philly to cover as well.
All right. And then our second matchup of the night, we got the Los Angeles Rams at Cincinnati Bengals. They reported that Joe Burrow would, do a workout before the game to see if he plays. Who you got in this one, D-Buck?
You know what? They signed A.J. McCarron back to the squad, who very familiar with that quarterback. Spent some time in the XFL, I believe.
That shit
I think it does, AB. I don't think we see Joe Burrow tonight. I'm not sure if the books already know that. I feel like they know it because they got it at, they got the Bengals still favored by 1.5. But I got the Rams in this one. I got the Rams. Give me Matt Stafford. Now, Puka Nacua is questionable with an injury, but I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to get targeted a bunch. I have a same game parlay up later too, but I like the Rams to win. So obviously, that means they're going to cover that plus 1.5. And once again, I don't think Joe Burrow plays tonight. We shall see. I know AB don't like that, but this is one of his teams. But how you feel about this Monday night football matchup?
Man, that's why I was saying AJ McCarron didn't really mean much, because I feel like I was, I'm going against my mob tonight. I got the Rams even with Joe Burrow playing with that calf. You got a dog in the middle of that defense on the opposite side that's going to be humming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's going to be humming. So I'm going with the Rams, man. I'm going against my mob, one of my mobs tonight. So
all right. We both got the Rams. So we both have the Rams winning straight up. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Bengals need this win though.
It's gonna be interesting. It'd be 0-3 Monday Night Football. And if you recall, when Burrow first got the calf injury, his right-hand man, Jamar Chase, he was being interviewed, and I don't know if this slipped out or whatever it was, but he was like, man, week 4. He said week 4, and this was an injury that happened early in training camp. And he said, like, hey, Joe Burrow don't need to be out until week 4. That's something you definitely not going to hear other players really talking about, other players' injuries, especially starting quarterback. Especially if you're the number 1 receiver, you're going to want that starting quarterback out there as early as possible. But I think Jamar Chase was privy to some information that maybe we weren't. Maybe he knew it was more serious than the Bengals were leading off to be. And now that we're going into the finale for week 3, and we still have question marks about him because he re-aggravated it last week. So something to definitely keep an eye on with the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, Joe Burrow.
D-Butt, you know about them injuries, D-Butt. Like, and you know what I mean, when it happened, we saw the video of how he was rolling out the pocket. Now he just like them, those are the serious injuries.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. And we talked about those are the ones that linger. I know you want to push through, you want to be there for your team, but you just never know. Like you never know. Oh, I'm feeling good, but you can step wrong, you can push off wrong, it can get re-aggravated. So, hey, like I think it's gonna be tough, and I think Jamar Chase was smart to be like, look, man, like we got 17 weeks. Like hopefully we can, if he's out this first month, hopefully we can win a game or 2. Obviously, it's tough right now, but we will see.
Hey, must win tonight, though. We better figure it out. I don't care who under center. If Joe Burrow does tough it out and play through it, A.J. McCarron goes. You know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't even know who the backup is right now for the Bengals. But a coach that I respect told me he couldn't throw it from me to you. But I ain't going to say that about him. I didn't see him yet. If he get a shot tonight. Hey, Siri, who's the backup quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals? Jake Browning? Be Jake Browning.
All right, Jake. Show your ass, Jake. If you get in there.
Hey, better yourself, man. Better yourself.
Early and often.
But appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Another Overreaction Monday with the Man to Man Pod. Week 3 Overreaction already on this September 25th, 2023. What else we got? You got anything else before we get up out of here?
Man, you know what? It's Monday. 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Get it in, man. Do something. Move the body, move them legs. Get your steps in, man. Health is wealth. As always, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in with Man to Man Pod early this morning.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back on Thursday.
You know it.
Same place, same time.
Yeah.
Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 yeah, man. Must be the struggle that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad, just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man. They can't guard me, man to man. They don't wanna see us, man to man. They don't know how to beat us, man to man. Man to man, man to man.
baby. Any way we can get it.
Man, we gone.
We out it. Hey, real quick.
What's good?
We didn't talk about Colorado at all, huh?
We did not.
Do we have the we know that was a big game, big conversation piece in the college football landscape this weekend. A lot of people was waiting for this. A lot of people was ready to run their victory lap whenever Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs ran into a wagon, took an L. Know they were short Travis Hunter in this game, their two-way superstar. But Oregon, hey, top 10 team. Got some dogs in that trenches, man. I think this is the separation between some of them top programs and where Colorado is right now in those trenches, man. But what was your thoughts on this game? The pregame speech, did you have a problem with it? Did you take any issue with it? I didn't at all. But what was your thoughts on this whole Colorado-Oregon matchup this weekend?
One, I don't think Travis Hunter would have made a difference in this game. To your point, I feel like in the trenches, this is like, you know, that's definitely where, you know, these two teams, you could tell the difference. I didn't have a problem with the pregame speech, man. As we all know, anything is bulletin board material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially, you know, when it's especially if you Oregon. Like, if you Oregon, this is the team that I feel like if you Oregon, this is the team we're supposed to beat.
Yep.
You know, we're at home. This is the team we're supposed to beat. Then, like you said, you did see stomping on the O in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to, as a coach, you got to do whatever you got to do to get your players ready. You know what I'm saying? So this world, like with social media, you can use all of that as a head coach to get your guys going, and that's just part of it. And I know Coach Prime, he knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I didn't have a problem with that at all. Oregon, you know, good team, and I know, you know, Coach Prime, come next season, get in the portal or whatever, that offensive line, that defensive line is that's where they're going to make the biggest improvement as a team.
Yeah, and he's been saying that. He's been saying, hey, we some dogs away. We are some position groups away. And I said it on my Twitter, like, hey, I still believe this wasn't you gotta understand, like, nobody, I think the books had them winning like 3 games this year, 3.5 might have been their over under for a win total, and they're sitting at 3-1 right now, going into another big matchup against USC, another team, a perennial powerhouse, perennial, great recruiting classes for years and years. So you expect them to be, a couple steps ahead in some departments, but Colorado, I think I hope they'll compete more this weekend.
I think so, because looking at USC, I feel like Oregon was just a complete team, offense and defense. They were flying around.
Shedeur had no time, nobody was open, nothing back there
at all. I feel like this week, obviously, USC, their offense, quarterback, he can get it done.
Yeah.
I don't think USC's defense is as strong as Oregon. We know, first 3 weeks, Colorado, Shedeur, and them, we've been able to put points on up. So I think they'll be able to put some more points up against USC.
Yeah.
USC, they was in a dog fight this past week with Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will be a better game.
Yeah. But
again, Colorado, they got to come out and play.
Definitely. I think they'll make the adjustments. Good coach staff, good players over there. Like I said, a lot of people are just waiting to show their how they really felt about old Coach Prime and these Buffs, man. And they could definitely, rub you the wrong way. And they go, they're gonna have the Coach Prime, I'm sure, has always rubbed people the wrong way with how he goes about his business. But and they understand that, like you said, once you do take that L, and people are gonna be doing the Shedeur.
Yeah,
and everything else, and I'm right there with you as far as that pregame speech. I think the people that had a problem with that, they just ain't been around pregame speeches. Because like you said, it's your job as a coach to get your team as motivated as possible, and he did it right before kickoff. So it wasn't going to be something he said or did on Wednesday leading up to the game where, hey, that's something we talking about. That's bulletin board material. I'm getting my team ready to go, and you saw they were up, I think 42 zip. They went for it on 4th down around that red area too. So, people definitely going to be trying to send a message to Colorado all year long, but I think they'll be up to the task, and I am still invested. I still believe in what Coach Prime is doing over there with those Buffaloes. So, be something to definitely continue to keep an eye on. Like, you know, a bunch of eyeballs been on them all year. But I had to talk about that real quick before we got up out of here.
Yeah, forgot all about that one.
Weekend, yep. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all tap in the D button. Pat McAfee on the board today, man. 12 o'clock.
Yes, sir. 12 noon, 12 to 2 on ESPN, 12 to 3 on YouTube. Lock in.
Yes, sir. We're going for real this time.
For real, for real.